This might be the hardest summer for home sellers in over a decade, and the numbers prove it. If you're a homeowner trying to sell or you're thinking about listing, what we're seeing nationally and right here in Michigan should stop you in your tracks. Listen, homes are sitting longer than any July since 2015. That's a 10-year mark. 21% of US listings dropped their price in June. That's the highest rate since 2016. Delistings are up 47% year over year. There are tons of sellers who are choosing to pull their homes rather than negotiate. Inventory has crossed 1 million active listings nationally. That is the highest since the pre-pandemic era, and there are currently over 500,000 more sellers than buyers across the country. Eric, what's going on, man?
I think it's just a whole lot of stabilizing. Now, is everything down? Yeah, it's poor. I'm looking at really the existing home sales for the last 3 years. We're on a steady run rate as we were for the last 3 years. I mean, it's kind of par for last year, which was the lowest year in sales since 1993. And if you look back then, the U.S. had 20 million less people in it back then. So, yeah, it's really low. I think we're still waiting for the affordability to come down. We're waiting for interest rates to come down. We're doing everything. There's a lot of going on in the news trying to do that. It just hasn't happened yet. So I think we're going to see a switch go on when it does. But until then, people are just in a holding pattern.
Pal's speech today at Jackson Hole. What do you think is going to happen there? Any insight?
I wish I had more insight. It comes out at 10 o'clock this morning. The odds makers still have us cutting rates in September. I would say more Fed members are speaking that we need to have a cut sooner rather than later. The Kansas City Fed member governor actually came out yesterday. It hurt rates a little bit when he said, "Hey, we still got to focus on inflation." I don't know if he was delusional. He made comments as to the, the jobs market is still doing all right when, we have more jobless claims than we have since 2021. I mean, hell, ADP showed a job loss in the U.S. of 22,000 back in June. So I don't know what he's looking at. There's still kind of that flip side. So I think Powell could clear up a lot of things here this morning with what he says and what direction the Fed thinks it's going to take.
Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Let's talk about the Southeast Michigan data. This is from our local MLS, Real Comp. Over 23 homes listed in June. That's the highest for any June in the last 5 years. The showings are slowing. Listings are sitting longer. Pending sales are inching up, but the momentum is very, very weak. Listen, the market is speaking, and the sellers who are listening and pricing accordingly, they are still getting their properties sold. But those that are waiting for this miracle rate drop or holding out for a better buyer, are being left behind. The best strategy right now, you got to move with precision. You've got to move with urgency, and you have to move with the data. Most importantly, the data is speaking. The buyers are speaking. I've got listings on market right now where we're getting feedback that is overpriced, and sellers are not listening. So you have to listen to what the buyers are saying, what the market is saying, right? So I don't know, Eric, like it's a frustrating time. I talked to a couple realtor friends of mine who sell a ton of real estate, and they're in line. They're like, I can't figure it out. It's a weird market. I wish we had like some kind of better answer other than it's a weird market, but I'm really seeing that buyer hesitation because on my listings as well, I'm getting feedback that says in love with the property, but we're still gonna continue to look. So buyers being extremely non-committal, buyers backing out of deals once the deal's made. I'm seeing it over and over. It's a very frustrating market for sellers right now. I think our only saving grace would be a rate cut because, again, mid-May, inventory did this, demand stayed extremely flat. So we're just running into more sellers than buyers.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm seeing the same thing. We've had a couple deals, where the buyer backed out here in the last week, and it's a tough market. People are hesitant, they're gun shy, and then if the slightest thing doesn't exactly go straight through, and the deal tends to fall apart, which is completely the opposite of what we saw 2 or 3 years ago, right? Where people were waiving every contingency there was and just wanting to get into the house. That demand seems to have fallen off, and now the market swung back to where buyers are extremely hesitant. So
Exactly. So I'm gonna final conclusion here. Sellers, it's not 2021 anymore. Buyers, you have a prime opportunity to make a deal right now before the rates go down.
mhm.
Your competition is they're sitting back. They're waiting on the sidelines. So the competition's gone. Right now is your time to buy. Sellers, again, we are not in 2021 anymore. Eric,
Sounds good. I mean, I would just echo that, man. It is what it is. Let's just roll with it, man.